It all began with a moment of reflection, standing at the edge of the pool, wondering if I could push myself beyond my comfort zone. I found myself scribbling a simple question in my fitness journal. What would happen if I truly committed to something new for a month? My fitness routine had become stale, predictable, monotonous, and stuck at a plateau. The same gym sessions, the same treadmill runs, day after day. I was going through the motions, but not really growing. I needed a disruption, something to shock my body and mind into growth. I craved a challenge that would reignite my motivation and force me to adapt. Swimming stood out. Full body, low impact, and a fresh challenge. It was something I'd always admired from afar, but never fully embraced. The plan? 30 days, 5 sessions a week. I mapped out my schedule, determined to stick with it no matter what. I dove into research, learning about the benefits of swimming, not just for the body, but for the mind. The more I read, the more excited I became. My goal wasn't just aesthetics. I wanted to test my discipline, boost my cardiovascular health, and see if swimming could sharpen my focus. I was curious to see how this new routine would affect my energy and mental clarity. This was an experiment in human performance, with myself as the test subject. I wanted to see if I could transform not just my body, but my mindset as well. I wanted to measure the shift in energy, mood, and overall well-being. Would I feel more alive, more present, more capable? Unlike weightlifting or running, swimming promised a comprehensive overhaul, resistance, cardio, and mindfulness in one. Every stroke would challenge me in a new way. So, with a clear objective and a dose of skepticism, I took the plunge. I was both nervous and excited, unsure of what the next 30 days would bring. The local pool became my laboratory for the next 30 days, a place where I would test my limits, learn new skills, and hopefully discover a stronger version of myself. To achieve results, you need a plan. My protocol: swim 5 mornings a week with 2 days for active recovery. Each session had structure: warm-up, focused main set, cool down. Swimming is a powerhouse. It burns calories, builds lean muscle, and boosts cardiovascular health. The mental benefits are just as real. Rhythmic breathing and gliding through water became meditative. I focused on progressive overload, increasing intensity and distance each week. I tracked every session, set clear goals, and measured progress with body fat calipers and swim times. My aim wasn't Olympic gold, but to prove a visible functional transformation was possible in just 30 days. This was about disciplined effort and measurable change. The first day was a brutal reality check. I thought I was ready for this challenge, but the water had other plans for me. I arrived at the pool feeling confident, maybe even a little cocky. But just 2 laps in, I was gasping for air, my arms felt like lead, and my technique completely fell apart. The pool exposed every weakness I had. It was a harsh reminder that fitness is specific. Being strong on land didn't help me in the water. My muscles, used to lifting weights, were no match for the demands of swimming. That initial session was humbling, but it was exactly what I needed. It set my baseline, showing me where I truly stood, not just where I hoped to be. Instead of feeling discouraged, I actually felt a spark of excitement. The challenge was bigger than I thought, and that made it even more appealing. I knew I had a long way to go, but that just fueled my determination. That night, I took my measurements and snapped my before photos. These would be crucial for tracking real, tangible change. I wanted to see every bit of progress, no matter how small. The numbers and images didn't lie. They were honest, sometimes harsh, but ultimately motivating data. They gave me a clear starting point and a reason to keep pushing forward. My new goal for week 1 was simple: just show up, survive each session, and focus on my form. I knew that consistency would be my greatest ally. I started studying freestyle technique, paying close attention to body rotation, breathing, and the rhythm of each stroke. Every detail mattered if I wanted to improve. Day 1 wasn't a failure, it was a necessary calibration. It forced me to confront my limits and set realistic expectations for the journey ahead. I realized this journey would demand humility, patience, and relentless focus on technique. There would be no shortcuts, only hard work and learning from every session. The experiment had truly begun. Each day in the pool would be a new opportunity to get just a little bit better. Now it was all about consistency, showing up, putting in the work, and trusting the process, one swim at a time. The first week was a grind. My body protested every morning, but discipline meant showing up anyway. Early sessions were about habit, not enjoyment. I focused on technique, counting strokes, and aiming for efficiency. Around day 8, things clicked. My breathing synced, and I found a rhythm. The water became a medium, not an obstacle. Small wins appeared, looser clothes, new muscle definition, and higher energy. My sleep improved, and I felt more alert during the day. The pool became my sanctuary, a place for moving meditation. Each session built mental fortitude and a sense of accomplishment. The transformation was holistic, shaping both body and mind. The daily discomfort became a source of pride. I was hooked. Just as I found my groove in the water, feeling the rhythm of each stroke, I suddenly hit a wall. It was as if all the progress I'd made came to a screeching halt, and I was left treading water, both literally and mentally. Progress stalled, my lap times plateaued, and a wave of frustration crept in. No matter how hard I pushed, the clock refused to budge, and doubts started to echo in my mind. This is the point where most people quit, convinced they've reached their limit. But I realized that hitting a plateau wasn't the end. It was a signal that I needed a new approach, a fresh mindset. I decided to shake up my routine by adding high-intensity interval training, short all-out laps followed by periods of recovery. It was tough, but it forced my body to adapt and break through stagnation. The intensity shocked my system, reigniting my progress and reminding me what I was capable of when I pushed beyond my comfort zone. But it wasn't just my body that needed a reset. Mental fatigue set in too. To keep things fresh, I mixed up my routine with music, inspiring podcasts, and experimented with new strokes I'd never tried before. This variety broke the monotony, challenged my mind, and worked muscles I'd neglected, making every session feel new and exciting again. The real key was resilience and adaptability, reminding myself that progress isn't always a straight line. There are ups and downs, and that's part of the journey. Plateaus weren't signs to give up, but rather signals that it was time to change tactics, reflect, and keep moving forward with renewed determination. Within days, my energy returned, my lap times improved, and I felt a new sense of accomplishment with every swim. That wall I hit, it became a stepping stone, a challenge that made me stronger and more determined than ever. Every challenge became a lesson in persistence, teaching me that setbacks are just setups for comebacks. I pushed through, emerging not just faster, but stronger and more resilient than before, ready for whatever comes next. The final week was when the magic happened. My form felt natural, my body moved efficiently, and swimming became effortless. The physical changes were undeniable. Visible abs, broader shoulders, and a swimmer's V-taper. I felt stronger, more energetic, and more alive than ever. Performance soared. I cut 2 minutes off my 400-meter swim and swam an hour non-stop. These were concrete victories, proof that the grind paid off. The discipline spilled into other areas of life, work, relationships, and daily challenges. Each morning swim set a positive tone for the day. The breakthrough was about more than fitness. It was about unlocking a new, confident self. I realized we're capable of far more than we think. The transformation was complete. On day 31, the experiment was complete. The before and after photos told the story. Less body fat, more muscle, and a new physique. I dropped 3 points of body fat and lost 2 inches from my waist. My resting heart rate fell, and my endurance soared. But the biggest change was mental. The discipline and resilience I built became part of my identity. I proved I could set a big goal and see it through. The meditative practice of swimming brought lasting calm and clarity. This challenge was as much mental as physical. The magic is available to anyone willing to commit. Start small, stay consistent, and celebrate every win. Dive in. Your own transformation awaits. Our recommended simple and fast solution for weight loss. We highly recommend Mitochondria, a new scientific discovery by Harvard scientists for healthy weight loss. Using a cutting-edge microscopic techniques to study 1,300 women and men, they found the new cause of slow metabolism and the simple solution. They discovered one common factor in every overweight person: low mitochondria levels. They also found one thing common in every person who is slim, toned, and has smooth young skin: high mitochondria levels. Mitochondria are tiny parts found inside every cell in our body that make energy from the food we eat and burn stubborn fat that is stored in our body. So the more mitochondria you have, the more fat you burn. That is why the scientists created mitochondria to liquefy fat cells in your body, belly, thighs, and arms. Mitochondria is unlike anything you've ever tried or experienced in your life before. It is one of the only proprietary products in the world with a blend of 6 exotic nutrients and plants designed to support healthy calorie-burning mitochondria levels. Thousands are already using Mitochondria to lose stubborn fat in their body, belly, thigh, and arm. Click the link below this video to grab your own bottle now. If you are not astonished by how fast your deep stubborn fat melt away into pure energy, or shocked as you admire your new toned, slim body in the mirror, the scientists will refund every single penny of your investment.